It's time for the biggest savings of...
That's enough dawdling on my end. Just wanted to hop in and say, welcome. If I actually will spawn. Hello? There I am. I don't know why that keeps happening. It's very annoying, but hey everybody. Glad to see you're all here. Winter alert weather storm is beginning and will continue until 2026. There's a lot of snowfall in the United States north and west. Make a note of that, okay? But yeah, as long as y'all have come home from the holidays just safe, that's what matters. Because it's time to go watch or look at stuff from Train of Thought's Discord! Yippee! Go check out Train of Thought's Discord! Go check out his YouTube channel. He just posted a new YouTube video today. Go check out his Twitter at Train Facts Guy. All of these things and more are in the description down below. If you join his Discord, you can also accept the rules specifically for the Cursed Trains channel, so you can submit your own Cursed Trains! But I feel like I've gushed enough about that. Still recovering from that cold. I still can't believe I'm still sick. I just want to cough so bad. Hold on a sec. Ugh. That's better. So, off to the web browser again. And for one reason or another, okay, maybe now it's showing up? No, it is not showing up. I think I know why. There it is. It was conditioned on that one and not the other one. So this is where we left off. We will go start by checking out everyone's submissions. Just gonna cut this here. Paste this bad boy here. I wish I was able to enjoy Thanksgiving a lot more this time around. But I was still not able to enjoy it with extended family. I guess this weekend will kind of make up for it. There's a server promo. Trolling me again for 8 minutes. I think that's a little too long for my taste. XD. 6 hours ago. 6 days ago. Okay, 7 days ago. So we will crack this one open. This one open. Oh, wait, we already saw this. But, no, wait. It was a different Lost meme. But it was with HO scale. Now we have it in Hot Wheels, Hot Wheels scale or whatever it was for the pusher trains or what have you. Also, you probably shouldn't leave that link to your Roblox profile on your main page, buddy. So yeah, this is realistic. Yes, of course, because we'd have a passenger train operating a freight train. I mean, passenger locomotive with a freight locomotive. Blech. I am having a stroke. Someone send help. A passenger loco carrying a freight train. That's what I meant to say. Gosh dang it. And of course, we've got the Lost meme. Because of course, why wouldn't we? But at least this time we actually have some extra cars here. Ooh, that sounds good. Just crack this bad boy open. That's a lot of images this time around. Oh gosh. That one's a repost. That's a weirdo. And that's the last of it. So yeah, we got the Southwestern Railroad on the incorrect logo because it's supposed to be Conrail, I assume. Here's a close-up with SW3134, which...
Nice.
This one's been cut off, but it's quite fitting because it's supposed to say, my balls hurt a lot, which they don't, but that's what it was supposed to read, but it got cut off, and I can see why those balls hurt a lot. Definitely a bump with this Roblox Goofy train set here. Just astonished it all stayed together instead of uncoupling, but that's neither here nor there. We've got CSX with its geometry car, or at least what I think is its geometry car. Maybe it's a rail grinder, I don't know. We've got this mess here. I can hear the Gmod prop smacking sounds as I look at this picture. Something else I should probably add to the soundboard. This one's a classic repost. This one, what does it say? We got a guards van, and we've got a logo that's presumably clipping through it, called Elmira. I can't make heads or tails of what it's supposed to be. But yes, hi everybody, including Evan Afton, CSX, and Random Stuff Official. I see you've changed your name again, I think. I could be wrong. We'll just zoom out on this bad boy. We've got the Northern Pacific Railway here on this logo for a BNSF diesel, and I can't make heads or tails of this, in all honesty. Aussie logo with paint livery that's not normal, I guess? Oh well. Yeah, we won't drag on too much because I don't think there's going to be too much for us to take a look at, with all due respect. Oh, I was correct. Let's see, Lego Master 116 with a very strange locomotive wheel arrangement here. Also, hi, Red T-shirt, welcome back. I can certainly go check that out. One of two outlines planned by the NBL for the Wherry locomotive to suit the Australian market in 1924, the other being a 462 Pacific. Drawing of a compact 460 locomotive included in Wherry's Bevel Drive patents in the UK circa 1933. The hump in the boiler is due to the crease in the document. Designs of Robert Riddle's being adopted for heavy freight requirements. Even in the 70s, Wherry continued to devise his new inventions, and gosh dang it. And that's all there is on the page, so we're going to have to... But yeah, this is a weird one, because we got the piston centered right in the middle, and everything's concentric. I don't know how any of this is okay. None of this is okay. Like, maybe if this was synchronized with this one, it'd be fine, and there was like a drive, or there was a key central rod connecting all the wheels together, but that doesn't appear to be the case here. But yeah, this is a mistake if I've ever seen one. But still not a funny funnel, so I guess we're gonna hop over to... Let's take a quick look at the other posts from Random Stuff. copy link address. Paste that bad boy here. What does it say here? Should I make a Paige Wilder stick figure? Yes or no? So anything train related here? Not really. Last post was 10 days ago, so yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for that. We'll be able to go straight over to Trinidad's Discord! Exactly where we left off, which was approximately here. With, let's see, hold on a sec. Odinny B! Trying to squeeze the last bit of toothpaste out of the tube. Oh, why didn't I vote? I didn't think that it was going to matter, but I can go and certainly change that. Just by going back to my history. I'll just mark that as a yes. Even though I personally don't have a stake in the game. Anyway, Odinny B, what do you got? The Goobermobile. Why do I feel like this is... This feels like it's Japan, but I could be very wrong. I'm just trying to peek over here for a sec. Because I'm just looking at these platforms and all the catenary, and I'm just like, something about this says narrow gauge, of the Cape gauge variety. Yeah, that is the cab of a Volkswagen. I think it's a repost, though, so moving on. Captain Hades with, watch the whole video, trust me. Please tell me it's not too long. Okay, it's only 19 seconds. Let's turn this up a bit. Oh, gosh. Okay, yeah, you got me there. And, of course, we have the video capture thing stuck on the image. Or the screen cap. I see no problem here. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Franz the Fox Demon with From the Queensland State Archives Series Part 9. A rail motor RM2 Studebaker with 3 workmen circa 1930. Which, I wish I could say that such a doohickey contraption was exceptionally weird at this point, but we've seen so many of these things that I've gone numb. Like, if this image were my legs, I couldn't feel them. Still feels funny, but yeah, you get the idea. That's a train car, yes. Of course we had to go there. Where is it? 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 I don't know why I put it all the way over there. That isn't very productive for me. You'll see which posted this, and it says, Bro is parting the White Sea instead of the Red Sea. Keep digging! We have to find the joke! We have to find the punchline! I am very curious, though, because, like, what is the context for this whole image, other than the fact that this logo needs to go through this embankment of snow? Oh gosh, what? I feel like we've seen this before, but it still surprised me. The strange 2-foot 040 from the Carpenter Steel Railroad. Oh my. Why is it a turbine? Or what I think is a turbine. I could be wrong. Hold on. Maybe there's pistons hidden here, which goes to some sort of a geared system, which changes the higher velocity, lower torque to a higher torque, lower velocity arrangement so that you can maximize traction, I guess. I don't know. But it's a weirdo. That's definitely a weirdo. A little endearing, too. This choo-choo hurts, what the... It might actually be a geared thing with that jack shaft, and yeah, Lego Master 116 says it's geared. Bro has arms. He constantly punches the air, according to Julian the Train Kid. And I agree. Buzz cut. Oh my, I think that's a little bit more off the top than just your regular fade. I don't know what caused this. Because clearly there was more than enough clearance for that hopper back there in the quarter. But... yeah, that was from Steam Team. This was from Gunter the TOT Breaker, and this is from Yield C, which... what's this from? Samurai K. Words cannot describe how I feel about whatever this abomination of steel is. Oh yeah, I think we've seen this before. This is that weird steam locomotive that's outlined like a diesel. And instead of a diesel outlined like a steam locomotive. I think Train of Thought made a whole video about this. Let's see. Revan the Biozone Ranger said, "That's, my friend, is the construction of the bullied leader. That is a Southern Railway leader class missing some panels." And here's some more technical imagery from when it was being designed with some more specifications. I don't think we've specifically seen this image, though. So we're just going to have to go from there. This guy is the biggest fan. And we've got the little doohickey switcher with the hand crank and everything. I still want to know the story behind this weird contraption. But it is a repost, Alexander the Funny Man, so we're going to have to pay our respects. Imagine using that thing to clean out an engine smoke box. I don't even think it would even be able to do that, but okay. I'm unaware of the video. Let's see. Franz the Fox Demon with the 20th of the Twitter Living History Post series. April 23rd, 1999. The train collision at Thamesville, Ontario, kills 2 engineers. Oh. Why does this ring a bell? Like, we've got a via rail on one side. We've got another via rail on the other side. Oh yeah, ain't no survivors from that. But yeah, for some reason I was thinking this was going to be one of those turboliners, but I guess not. It's just another F40PH or whatever with some via rail cars behind it. So yeah, this is one loco. That's the other loco. I'm assuming this just kind of pulled in, but was able to stop in time before adding itself to the collision. We pay our respects. But Captain Hades is like, we like to party. We like to party. We like to party. Which is not the tone I wanted to go straight after, of course, for something like this. But we have just had a knee-jerk reaction from an actual tragedy to just a miscellaneous post. And it's from Captain Hades, which, if you're going to transition us over to this, at least add an extra post in between. Let's see. Train guy with the marketable plushie. The Santa train. Oh boy, that's I'm at a lack for words. I don't know who comes up with this kind of thing. It looks like something straight out of Temu. Tri-State Foamer says, they shrunk my general. Yes, they did, and they're having all those kids climb over it, which I feel like that's a liability. And apparently it's a repost. He's just a private now instead of a general. Oh god, the girls are taking over the train. Protect the general at all costs! The little girl in the stack has the same idea I have. Get in the stack. Well, how about no? I guess that technically counts as a funny funnel because there's no... ain't nobody supposed to be in there like that, so I'll just use this as an excuse. Come on, no, 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 no! Egg. Gosh dang it. Anyway, just gonna hop back into the void, I guess. I really need to add more models to the Wheel of Punishment. Because some of this is just kind of getting stale. But I wasn't sure what else to add to the wheel that isn't too painful for me. Well, yes, because it's an egg, and eggs are delicious. Franz the Fox Demon says, it's big, dumb, and Russian. The Imperial Russian Railway series. I don't know what the Cyrillic letter is. From the Polish State Railways, the TR-103 and the German Reichsbahn class 56,415. Made in Russia, circa 1906. 1910 were produced? Oh gosh. And it's one of those goofy locomotives that's OSHA compliant because it's got all those handlebars and guardrails and stuff. Oh boy, But yeah, this screams Eastern European quite well, quite prominently. But yeah, at the beginning of the 20th century, the railways of the Russian Empire needed more powerful freight logos. Recent track updates in many parts of the country now allowed heavier logos with axle loads of 16 tons. To increase the top speed, the new logo was designed as an 8 coupled with one leading axle. The class was called the Sha. Okay, so that's what that Cyrillic letter is supposed to mean. After engineer and later Minister of Transport, Shukin. While the prototype still had an axle load that was too high, some measures had to be taken to decrease the weight. Production ran from 1906 to 1918, and some more were built between 1921 and 24. 1,900 in total were built. The main variant was the two-cylinder compound, while the superheated compound variant was the Sha-Sha. A saturated simple variant was the Sha. I don't know what that letter is. It looks like a P, but it's not a P. While a single one that was superheated in 1945 was called the Sha-R. Essentially, built after the 19th century design principles, it soon became clear that the 8-coupled locomotive wasn't powerful enough for the increasing weights of freight trains. Also, with a top speed of 75 kilometers an hour, it wasn't necessary for freight trains, since they didn't have continuous brakes and were thus limited to lower speeds. Additionally, some design features complicated daily service. So, for example, lubrication of the leading truck was only possible in a horizontal position below the locomotive, while some of the oil dripped back onto the person. Oh yeah, that's unfortunate. Soon they were replaced with 10-coupled locomotives and used for lighter trains. After World War I, 28 came to Poland and were converted to standard gauge. Oh, they were not standard gauge from the get-go? PKP designated them the TR-103, or Polish State Railways, And in World War II, 8 were taken over by the Reichsbahn to become the Class 56-415, but were soon retired. In the Soviet Union, they were used until the late 50s. Meanwhile, an Argentine train fan says, not sure where to put it. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm just glad that everything's been blurred out for the most part, but we've got ourselves another movie set for World War II. We got the boom camera and everything. I'm just surprised that they were able to get the swastika out of all the spots with a few exceptions. But something about this just feels fundamentally wrong on account of the fact that none of this necessarily lines up correctly. Like, we've got some British trim on the wheels. We've got uh we've got an Australian goofy offset up here and smoke deflectors that are kind of weird over here and copper fitting that's unpainted, which is not known for German locomotives for the better part of a century at this point. Uh, and of course, they had to paint one of these red, but the other one's black for the trucks in the tender. I do wonder what film this was from, though, because everything about this just seems out of place. Everything about this just seems out of place. It should be fine in the live stream. A lot of it's been blurred out for me, luckily. So no need to nuke it. Captain Hades with a classic repost. But this time it's at least a better or different image compared to what we had previously. It's a gazebo made from an old locomotive. And it's for sampling beer, I think. Driving in my train right after a beer. Hey, that bump is shaped like a deer. But is this the locomotive of 87? Yes, it is. And we got some extra cars back over here for one reason or another. I swear that never gets old. Though I do wish, for one reason or another, that the second part of the song was easier to sing. Just gonna refresh the page because the analytics seem to be acting up. Anyway, this is All Engines Go. This bump is shaped like a page. No. Oh. But yeah, this is not too surprising. Oh no. Anyway, this is from Train Guide. This is from Captain Hades, Argentine rail fan. Legally distinct Henry for your enjoyment from Hacksaw Person J. I have no idea where this comes from. Tamu, presumably. Choo Choo the little tank engine is very popular with all the other trains. I can go faster than you, says the big train. To Choo Choo's little brother, the little green tank engine. I feel like yeah, this could have been written better. But look at this front. What? I just don't. I don't. I'm so confused. And the trucks are all goofy. At least this is vaguely prototypical, were it not for the fact that there's a missing tender. What's it? Oh, it gets worse. This should be a drive wheel, and it should be hooked up with the rest of the drive wheels, but it's not, so that's a red flag right there. among all the other red flags, like the distorted perspective and all the other things that are horribly wrong with this. I just think it's weird, though, that there's googly eyes on this page, which makes it weirder. Oh! Oh! Me, this is atrocious. Steam Team, what have you found? Found this thing, a train, quote unquote, illustration in a Christmas coloring book. What the devil was the artist even smoking when they drew this? Still better than AI, though. Are you sure about that? Sorry, just scratching my bald head. Also, by the way, hi Daniel Bomber 2608. Welcome to the stream. We are just looking at cursed trains from Train of Thought's Discord. And this is just all sorts of wrong. The valve gear and running gear is wrong. The consist is wrong. There's animals in the passenger compartments. Nothing about this makes any sense. Ooh, that sounds nice. I hope you had a good time experiencing this the CPKC holiday train. And Amtrak fan, welcome. Yes, I will get this off our screen, but it's a cursed train, so technically, with that funny funnel, we gotta spin that wheel! Rendered by Ubisoft. Dang it. Oh, I didn't mean to hide that choice. Let me fix that. Oh, check the Discord. Okay. Anyway, let me just vanish for a sec. While I go swap models. Grab my Rowlet looking fella. My conductor's cap. Okay. Now I should be able to just hop on back. And I'm missing textures. Just like Ubisoft intended. Oh, okay. Take care then. Red t-shirt. So yeah. Let's see here. We've got Brian with an O-scale version of James, which has an extruded smoke box. And the proportions are off. This is worse than I remember. What the actual... It's just got this funniest little smoke box for a face. Or face for a smoke box. Whatever. It's just weird to see it elongated like that. It just kind of reminds me of those weird cursed images of Thomas. Where, like, the gray bit just kind of exudes itself out. Like it's a creature that's occupying the boiler. You know the images I'm talking about. Meanwhile, oh gosh. Found this 3-cylinder 4-truck Hazeler Photoshop. Hazlers were never built with more than 3 trucks, nor more than 2 cylinders. Yeah, I would think so, yes. Very much so. That is a goofy contraption if I've ever seen one. Impressive Photoshop, though. And that is from Phoenix Lover 69.
Nice.
And Tri-State Foamer has this to say. A dead S and B unit switcher and an RS that had 2 or 3 people get caught having intercourse in the short hood after a bunch of foamers at the first ET and WNC convention found it on a sighting. Oh great, they ruined it. Because of course they did. Why you gotta do my logos dirty? Ooh, that sounds good. I wish I was able to do something similar in my town, but I think I'm gonna be busy with something tomorrow. I don't know. But yeah, we got all these locos here. And let's see. Alexander the Funny Man says, wait, was the engineer under 21 or 2000, 210? Yes, sir. Oh, that poor engine. That's the engine they found people doing the hanky-panking in? Why isn't it in a museum? Because that set of locos and equipment belongs in a museum. What the? Apparently, it's a famous industrial icon. It should definitely be preserved. Let's see. Sunday tour of the ET and WNC right-of-way proved to be a delight for all those who participated. A highlight of the trip came in Elizabethton, where RS3, numbered 210, still sits on the siding at the salvage yard. The engine is right next to the main highway. 2 vans and several cars loaded with rail fans stopped to look over the relic. Immediately, several of them began scrambling up onto the engine, opening the doors and snapping photographs. They were astonished to find 2 people, a young man and woman, engaged in a romantic interlude under the short hood of the engine. One can only imagine the bewilderment of the couple, who undoubtedly thought they had found the safest place in Elizabethton for their tryst. Once back on the road, there was a contest on the CB radios over who could come up with the most risque railroady pun. We can only hope the couple was practicing safe railroading, among other things. This just looks wrong. From Train Guy. Clockwork Automata Volume 2. And please tell me this is real and not AI slop. I will check that Discord, don't worry. Just gonna check images first. To make sure it's not slop. Oh gosh, it's actually from a book. A Kickstarter book, no less. Which is patently absurd, and it gets even weirder. So here's the Kickstarter. Bring Mechanical Marvels to life for D&D, 5th edition and 1st edition. In Frostgrave, once again. 3D printable models sculpted by Medusa Miniatures. Includes this, that, and the other. There were 99 backers. Estimated delivery was 2024. And there were all these different things for your D&D campaigns. Oh dear. Oh dear. And I'm just looking at the other results. So it's a 3D printable, which I guess is a little surprising from My Mini Factory. So apparently this thing does exist, and here is it 3D printed in its entirety, which I thought was goofy enough as it was. Oh, and what else was there? I had found something that had a super duper funny funnel or two. I think it was here. Yeah, it was here. Chaos Dwarf Land Train. Also a 3D printed model, but this is a land train instead of like a railroad train. With double funnels, because of course, why not? So yeah, that is definitely cursed. That is definitely a funny funnel. So we are going to spin that wheel again. And I'm off to jail. Mark that is done, and straight to the slammer I go. I'll remove the jar first. Excuse me. UB Jail, this is a quick reminder that you be good to yourself. Oh gosh. More Elsa Gate nonsense. That's just okay, this doesn't hurt my eyes as much. I feel like this dude's missing something from his outfit. I just can't put my finger on it. But yeah, does that count as a funny funnel? I don't know. This is from Odini B. We got some extra beer. Driving on my bike right after a beer. And this is from Train Guy. This is from Brian again. We've got Samurai K with a classic repost. And we've got Narrow Gauge Shenanigans in Argentina with Amtrak 09. Ooh, it's one of those sailing rail cars powered by the wind. I think Train of Thought also made a video about stuff like this, though I don't think in Argentina specifically. Anyone old enough to remember Train's Trouble? Yes, I'm old enough to remember. I have viral videos on this whole thing. Reminds me of Onion. Just Onion. Both of these are adorable, yes. I hate that it doesn't do what I want it to. Yeah, it's dang formatting issues. I want the asterisks to actually not be bullet points, but it always does them as bullet points or uses them as a command for italics on Discord, and I'm not sure why. And of course, we got Train Guy here. He just says E. I need to add that to my soundboard. Let's see. Franz the Fox Demon at it again with From the Queensland State Archive Series Part 10. A street locomotive. The return of trains on the streets with the C-17 class locomotive number 254 EAP being delivered through the main street of Wollongabba. I hope I was pronouncing that correctly. But there's another locomotive back here that's pushing this one along, I am assuming, to be delivered at its final destination. I'm sorry, what about lead block radiation? Oh gosh. Galka Hamulka 51PL, what? There's a lot to unpack in this image. It's familiar, yes, but it's still a lot to unpack. Oh, nuclear trains, yes. This kind of just speaks for itself. And this one, this comment from Stop Motion Smokebox says, I'm freezing and I'm okay with this. Well, I am not okay with this, so moving on. We've got, actually, no, wait. Didn't we have a funny funnel earlier? Or two? I already spun the wheel for that one. Did I spin it for this one, though? Because it is a double funnel. Survey says... Post-it note! That'll be easy. It's official, I'm dumb. This one's a classic repost, but I'm not exactly sure what on earth it's supposed to be. But Samurai K says, this kind of just speaks for itself. If I can even zoom in on it. I still don't even know what this is. And the thread over here kind of elaborates on that with SmartMax asking, what even is that? And to be honest, I don't know. Maybe we should find out. Copy image. If only it was nuclear powered, but it's not. Let's see. Experimental logo 259. Visual matches, please. There doesn't seem to be that many. But yeah, there are not many results similar to this. I'll go to exact matches. Mini. Okay, so there's a lot of lore behind this thing. The SAR 259 was one of two New Century 3-foot 6-inch gauge locomotives sent to Australia in 1913. The other went to the Western Australian Public Works Department, where they were built. Oh wait, they were built by the ROFL Maschinenfabrik Schwarz and Dickerhoff Gumpf Mulheim in Ruhr, Germany. The sale was arranged through a dealer, Ironside Sons in Dickerhoff, which was actually a joint venture between the two in London. Specifically, the two Ruthaler and FM Hawthorne in London. The SAR loco something something something. Oh, this is way more complicated than I thought it was. What on earth is this thing? Oh gosh. I thought it was complicated enough with just this tiny little image here. I thought it was a steam outlined diesel shunter, but I can see this whole construction diagram here, and it's way more complicated than that. Like, we've got the pistons here, which go to this massive flywheel, which goes to this... I want to say generator, but I could be wrong. Which goes to this, which goes to this, which translates all that motion into linear energy in the form of forward motion and backward motion along the tracks. Special thanks to Jens Marte and Tony Presgrave, Dave Parsons, and John Browning and Gerald Petrie for pieces of the puzzle. Jens has much information available on this and the locomotive building in Germany. Site is not secure, whatever. Oh, they made another post on their channel. Interesting. Other than the one that was mentioned earlier? And it looks like, did we hit the end of the line already? Hey, Paige, I found your friend. This is not my friend. This is a cry for help. But what on earth did Train of Thought post that hadn't been posted already? Oh, yeah. Let's see, what do we stream? More Locomoto? Or watch and mock AI train videos? That is a very tough call. Wrong answers only, because I hate this one, but I'm not the best fan of this one. Whatever. No! It is 69%!
Nice.
to watch and mock AI train videos. Gosh dang it. This is not what I was looking forward to in the year of our Lord 2025. Anyway, let's go bounce over to Benny Boy's Discord to see all the stuff that Amtrak fan has posted. That is quite a lot. This is a lot to unpack. I didn't think they'd have so much graffiti. Oh no, wait, this is a Photoshop. We got the WDTX 140 something here. This is also another one from him, I assume. AMT, what does that even stand for? This is what this locomotive looks like without the ribbing. This, something about this feels off. This one's a classic repost, and was that it? Nope, there's more. Of course there's more. Why wouldn't there be more? Oh, I see. But yeah, Metrolink, that's a goober. Via Rail E, Unit B, or B unit, I should say. We've got SpongeBob here for some reason, not wearing pants. We've got the Canadian National on a camera, the context for which I am uncertain. Oh gosh, there was a bunch of text that just got sent. Okay. We got the Western Pacific at it again. Ooh, this one's a weirdo. Southern Pacific. British Railways, because of course. So we got photoshopped onto a British loco with an American livery, which means we spin the wheel! Oh, and that road train, we have to spin the wheel for that too. Rendered by Ubisoft! I'm free! And let's just spin this one more time. One VTuber, one jar! So let me just add the jar. And I will disappear for a quick second while I go and undo the Ubisoft. Add the dumb sticker or post-it note. Add this here. And this here. There we go. But yeah, I'm just taking a quick peek over here while I go and bounce back. Sorry. I still feel like there's something off with my wheel because it keeps falling into the same place over and over again. Maybe we should increase the speed a little bit. And then we can save. And then we can scramble this a little bit more. No, not that, not that. This is what I meant. Okay. So yeah, I'm in a pickle. I mean, I'm not a pickle. But I could be soon. Depending on what's been posted. Got the coaster again. P and WV. I'm not sure how to feel about this one. Oh gosh. Okay, this one's funny. This one's funny, not gonna lie. Seeing this charger just photoshopped into this old-timey photograph of a logging railway. It's just it's absolute cinema. And of course, we got Via Rail with an SD unit. Which, yeah, that's not supposed to be that color. Was there anything else I'm missing? Certainly hope not. That I didn't do what? That I didn't hit the end of the line? Or... I see. I see, yes. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for tonight. Because there were no fancy things to add. How long have we been? It's about an hour. That should be fine. I think I'll send you off on your merry way. Is there anyone I can actually redirect everybody to? Because there's a bunch of stuff that, let's see, Ricky Berwick, Alan Becker, Alouette. I don't remember that one, but I think that's not a game that would be suitable for the audience. Oh, back to Benny Boy again, you say. Let me go check once more. Oh, of course, because why not? Why does this remind me of the bicentennial Freedom Train for some reason? Because there's so much white amidst the blue and the red. Oh, and of course another one. This time from Metra, and just just ugh. But yeah, I kind of just feel like we're on slim pickings at this point, and I think next stream we'll try enjoying something else. In the meantime, I will probably be streaming Friday of next week unless something happens, in which case I will stream later. Hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. Hope y'all have a good Christmas and Kwanzaa and Hanukkah and all that fancy solstice pagan stuff too. Even if it's just commercial Christmas or whatever, or religious Christmas or whatever. Anyway, yeah, thank you all for watching. I'm gonna bounce back over here. And I just want to say thanks for everybody stopping by. Videos and streams, of course, are only made possible through the contributions and engagement of folks like you, and I thank you for that. If you haven't already, like, share, subscribe with notifications on all the way. Become a channel member for 99 cents a month, or a patron at patreon.com for a little bit more. If not the same amount, you can also preferably donate through the Stream Elements link in the description, as that would pay me directly versus a super chat, which YouTube gets a cut of. Of course, links as always to these things and more are in the description down below. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next one, whenever that is. And until then, take care, stay awesome, stay true to yourself, and remember to never give up. Bye, everybody.